Sitting in a comfortable position, we're going to do primary breath. Primary breath, I'll show you first what we do with our hands, especially with the hands. Primary breath is an inhale through the nose. And on the exhale, we exhale with the sound of Om. Exhale through the nose with the sound of Om, like this. So the mouth is closed and we exhale with the sound of Om, a very long exhale so we can have all the vibrations of the sound creating this cleansing and tranquilizing effect on our body. The position of the hands or the fingers is two big fingers pressing into the eyelids, not too much, just gently. And then the thumbs go inside of your ears, covering your ears. And what this does is that maintains the sound inside of your head rather than going out through your ears, and it makes it more concentrated, basically. We're going to do 5. Do it on your own time. There is no rush here. If you need to have a rest between the 5, then do that as well. And when you finish your 5, don't open the eyes straight away. Just stay with your eyes closed, resting the hands onto the legs and just feeling into whatever is coming up. So you might feel a bit more relaxed, a bit more excited, whatever it is that comes up for you. Don't be in a rush to open the eyes. I'll let you know when we then move on to the next thing. Let's start just with a deep inhale first. Full exhale out. When you're ready, start your Brahmari 5 times. Keeping your eyes closed, bring your hands into your heart center. Let's open the practice with 3 Oms. Inhale. Open the eyes. Have an amazing practice, everyone. Let's transition into your child's pose. Sitting onto your heels, knees wide apart. Extend the arms forward and rest the forehead onto the mat. Staying with your Ujjayi breath. And with every exhale, allowing the hips to sink lower into your heels. With every inhale, expanding into the rib cage. On the exhale, letting go of any tension around the shoulders. Breathing in. Breathing out. Inhale. Full exhale out. Breathe in. On the exhale, come into tabletop position. And this time for tabletop position, I want you to bring the knees really wide. Rather than in line with your hip bones, have them wider. Your arms can also be a little bit wider. See how this feels for you. If it is too much, then bring the knees in line with your hips. Inhale, open the chest, belly button down. On the exhale, round up through the spine, press the floor away. Keep going on your own time with your own breath. Opening the chest every time you inhale. On the exhale, contracting into the core, squeezing belly. Feeling into this position of the legs, maybe feels different when you tilt the pelvis. Maybe it feels different into the shoulders or into the upper back. I feel it a lot more in the front of my body. Feels slightly different from the traditional tabletop. Go for one more set. And then we meet in tabletop position, neutral position. So your knees in line with your hips, wrist in line with the shoulders. Puppy pose. Bend the elbows, bring the chest between the hands. Staying here, and you're welcome to have the chin tucked, or if it is too much, just bring the head, the forehead to the floor. Whatever you do, make sure you're squeezing the elbows in, and you are rolling the shoulders away from the ears. Rather than shrugging the shoulders forward, roll the shoulders away from the ears. Now see if you can allow the bum to reach up towards the ceiling and the hips to let go, to relax. It's almost like the belly button allows to go down to the floor with gravity. Breathing in, breathing out. Inhale, cobra, slide forward, lengthen through the chest. On the exhale, downward facing dog. Walk the dog out if it's there for you, otherwise stay in a stillness position. And whatever you do, do it with your breath. Whether you're still or moving, stay with your Ujjayi breath. Long deep inhales and long deep exhales. If you're balanced in both sides, then come into a neutral position, into stillness. Bring the feet together. Reach the right leg up towards the ceiling. Inhale. On the exhale, bring the right leg behind the left, little toes next to each other. And here the right heel might not touch the floor. Maybe even both heels are not touching the floor, but that's okay. Aim to keep your legs as straight as possible. If you have to adjust your hands and walk the hands towards the back of the mat a bit more, then do that. Now breathe into the stretch, into wherever you're feeling it. I feel right deep in my calf muscle on the left leg. But maybe you're feeling it in hamstrings or in the feet. in the ankles, so breathe into it. One more inhale. On the exhale, release the right leg. Reach the left leg up towards the ceiling. Inhale. On the exhale, lower the left leg behind the right. Little toes next to each other. Adjust your hands if you need. And again, both heels don't have to touch the floor. My left heel doesn't touch the floor. The right heel touches, but actually feels good to lift a little bit. Stay with your Ujjayi breath. Breathe into that area where you feel the strongest sensation. And if the arms start to ache, then walk the hands closer to your legs so you take the weight out of your arms and hands. Inhale. On the exhale, release. Right leg reaches up. Inhale. Exhale, step forward into a low lunge. Lower the back knee down and sink low with your hips. Bring your right hand, or interlace your hands and bring both hands into the front thigh. Back foot is either tucked or top of the foot down on the floor, whatever feels comfortable for you and for your knee. Now lengthen through the chest bone, lengthen the spine, and allow with every exhale for your hips to sink lower. Breathing in, breathing out, shoulders are relaxed. Deep inhale, full exhale. With the exhale, sinking lower a little bit more, bringing that left thigh closer to the floor. Fill up. Empty the air out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Go a little bit lower. Allow the right bum cheek to come closer to the ankle. Breathe in. On the exhale, release the hands down to the floor. Tuck the back foot and lift the back heel off the floor, coming into a high lunge. And here you're welcome to have your hands onto the thigh, onto the hips, or arms up if you want to work on the strength of your arms. But if it is too much, if you want to take it a different variation to the hands on the hips and work more on the strength of your legs. Stay with your breath, breathe in, breathe out. Now you might feel in the back leg either a stretch in the front of the hips, in your hip flexors going into the inner thigh, or you might feel the strengthening of your muscles. The hamstring in particular is being engaged by flexing the knee towards the back of the mat, and when you press your toes down, you're engaging the whole leg, including your left glutes. Deep inhale. On the exhale, lower the back heel, and you're welcome to stay with the legs in whichever position you are, but if this is too much, walk the back leg forward more. Grab the elbows behind. Inhale, lengthen through the chest. On the exhale, fold forward into pyramid pose. If grabbing the elbows is too much, you can rest the hands onto blocks or books or bottles of water or on the floor. Breathe in. On the exhale, relax the neck completely. Deep inhale. Full exhale out. Stay with your breath. Activating to the front foot, flexing the toes. Deep inhale. On the exhale, let go even more. Allow the upper body to fold a bit more. Breathe in. On the exhale, start to walk the hands towards the left side, coming into your seated Skandasana. So you're going to have to point the left foot towards the back of the mat, whilst the front leg is still pointing the front. Your right hand is going to grab hold of your left ankle. Keep your hips open here. Inhale, reach up with your left arm. On the exhale, bring your left hand behind the head and then press the head into your hand, opening and twisting towards the left side. Breathing in, lengthening. On the exhale, open and twist. At the same time, you're folding towards the right leg. Fill up. Empty the air out. Inhale. Full exhale. Inhale, breathe into the left side of the body. Exhale. Breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale. On the exhale, slowly release, coming up gently, coming into your seated tree pose. So the left knee is bent, the left foot against the inner thigh. Right hand behind the bum. Inhale, press the floor away, lengthen the spine. On the exhale, bring your left hand outside of the right leg, open and twist. So you're using this hand as leverage to twist. Inhale, lengthen. On the exhale, twist. Now go for a few more breaths here. And notice what little adjustments can you make to the hands or to the upper body or maybe to the legs so that you can feel a much deeper twist. When I do these poses, I tend to feel even my skin stretching and twisting in both sides of the body. And slowly release. Transitioning into a side plank variation. So your left hand comes down to the floor, point the fingers towards the back of the room. Bring your left knee down to the floor and lift the hips, reach up through the right arm. Breathing in. On the exhale, reach forward with the right hand, open the chest, open the side body, the rib cage, all the way down into the hips. Deep inhale. Full exhale out. Breathe in. On the exhale, slowly transition back down to the bum. We're going to do a little flow. So inhale, lengthen, twist towards the right side. On the exhale, side plank, point the fingers towards the back of the room, lift the bum. Inhale, come all the way down and twist. Exhale, side plank. Inhale, twist towards the right, lengthen through the chest. Exhale, side plank. Gracefully, gently moving from pose to pose. Inhale, twist, open to the right side. Exhale, side plank. One more. Inhale, open and twist, lengthen through the chest bone. Exhale, side plank. Come back into the center, cross the ankles, go into your tabletop position. Puppy pose. Inhale, exhale, chest down. Staying here for a few breaths. I like to tuck the toes so that I press the floor away, coming into a deeper back bend. Make sure your shoulders are away from the ears, elbows tucked in. Breathing in, breathing out. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Breathe in, breathe out. Left leg reaches up, inhale. Exhale, step forward, low lunge. Lower the back knee down. Interlace the hands, place them on the top of your front thigh. Inhale, lengthen through the chest. On the exhale, allow the left bum cheek to come closer to your ankle. And the back foot can either be tucked or top of the foot down. I find that my right knee is very sensitive, and sometimes when the foot is tucked, it gives me pain in the knee. Sometimes it's when it's not tucked. So I really have to find what's the best position depending on how my knee feels. And I don't know if you've noticed the adjustment I've just made. So my foot was quite far back, which was not giving me almost anything in the pose. So I brought my foot forward more to give me a much deeper sensation into my right hip flexor. So if this is the case for you, adjust your front foot. And we're looking for sensation into your right hip flexor, but you might feel it in your left hamstring. But what we don't want is to just slump into the pose. You want to keep your spine long and spacious, your shoulders relaxed. And slowly release. Tuck the back foot into your high lunge. Hands on the hips or arms up. Same thing here. So the higher you go, the less you're working on the back leg. The lower and the more you bend the back knee, the more strength you're building into your legs. And you're not only building strength into the rectus femoris, the thigh muscle, but you're also building strength into the glutes. Glutes, which are a huge part of our hip muscles, and very often they are quite lazy. They don't do much of the work, which then affects, how we feel in our back, affects back pain, posture, and everything else. And now slowly release into your pyramid. So lower the back heel first, walk forward a little bit the back foot if you need, and square off your hips. Again, you're welcome to grab the elbows. You can even stay with the hands into the hips if you want. Inhale, lengthen through the chest. On the exhale, fold forward. And you can stay with the hands where you have them, or you can release them down to the floor or blocks. And when we get into a pose, we don't just become this sculpture that is static and doesn't move. There's always little adjustments we can do whilst we are in the pose, either to get a deeper sensation, or maybe doesn't feel quite right. Maybe there is like compression. Compression is when bone is pushing or pressing against bone, and that's something that we shouldn't stay on it for very long. Doesn't really hurt if you're just doing for a bit, but ideally you don't want to do compression for too long. So feel free to adjust so that you get the most out of the pose. And now start to walk the hands towards the side. Sit onto your Skandasana. So make sure you point the right foot towards the back. Sit onto Skandasana. You're welcome as well to sit onto blocks so that you have more space in your hips for the twist. If you are back here, it's going to be really difficult to do the twist. But if you place something under your bum, it lifts your hips and allows you to come with your chest forwards. Left hand onto the right ankle. Inhale, reach up with your right arm. On the exhale, press the arm behind the head, open the chest. Breathing in, lengthen through the right rib cage. On the exhale, fold towards the left leg. Breathe in, breathe out. Same thing here, so make any adjustments so you can get more of a twist here or a length in your spine. And whilst we're working a lot with the upper body, don't forget what the legs are doing. So both feet are active, lifting up the toes, flexing the front foot. With every exhale, allowing your upper body to open a little bit more. And slowly coming up, gently lifting yourself up. Go into your Janushisthasana, which is seated tree pose. Left hand behind the left bum cheek. Inhale, reach up with the right arm. On the exhale, press the hand outside of the leg, open and twist. On the inhale, lengthen. On the exhale, open and twist. Breathing in, breathing out. Press the right knee down and keep your left foot active. And feel the twist around your thorax area, the rib cage area. This middle of the back is where we have lots more of rotation angle available. One more deep inhale. On the exhale, slowly release. Transition into your side plank variation with the knee down. So the right hand points the fingers towards the front of the mat, and then come into your right knee. Lift the hips. Inhale, reach up with your left arm. On the exhale, reach the left arm forward. Open the side of the body. Breathing in. Breathing out. Deep inhale. Full exhale. Breathe in. Breathe out. These poses are great for constipation because we twist and squeeze the intestines out, and then we open the side where the intestines are moving things out of the body. I don't know if you can feel it. I'm not going to feel your poo there, but you can feel here the side of the body stretching. And release, come and sit down. Let's do the flow. Sit down, left hand behind. Inhale, lengthen, twist. Exhale, flow into your side plank. Inhale, sit, lengthen on the inhale. On the exhale, side plank. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more. Inhale. Exhale. And slowly release. Come into your tabletop position. Inhale. Exhale, puppy pose. Breathe in. Breathe out. If chin on the floor is too much, bring the forehead to the floor. Maybe even place pillows under the chest. Breathe in. Breathe out. Cobra. Inhale. On the exhale, downward facing dog. Breathing in. Breathing out. Fill up. Empty the air out. Feet together. Right leg reaches up. Inhale. On the exhale, step forward into lunge. So just a normal lunge as a setup. Back knee is down. Front foot in a normal position. What is going to change is that we're going to bring the right arm outside, so the forearm is hugging the thigh in, and your hand is on the front of the knee. Your other hand is right in the corner of the mat. You're going to maybe walk the back leg towards the back of the room a little bit more. And what you're going to do is bring the left rib cage towards your right knee. So hug the knee into the chest, then hug the knee with your forearm like this, hug it in. Yes. Bring your chest towards the knee, not looking back. Bring the chest towards the knee. Yes. Very good, yeah. And allow the hips, the right hips, to sink low into the floor. At the same time, you're pressing the floor away with your left hand. Bringing the right rib cage towards the left rib cage towards the right thigh. And what we're reaching here is for the psoas. Iliac psoas, which is a muscle inside of the hip bones. And it's also a muscle that connects the hip to the spine. It's a long muscle that then becomes two muscles. It's quite deep inside of the core, underneath all the core muscle. Yeah, that's right, Ursula, that's good. And slowly release. Transition into your lizard pose. So walk the front foot a little bit out so you have the space to bring your upper body in between your leg. And then hands onto the floor or onto blocks, whatever works for you. Maybe start with the hands on the floor, and then as your body, your hips start to open, you can bring the forearms down. I have 2 mats and I still need to pad up my knee. I don't know why, but my knees are very bony. So if that's the case for you, go ahead. Breathing into whichever area you feel the opening and sending your breath there. And then on the exhale, allowing the tension to melt away. And if this pose can be quite challenging for you, there's a lot of things coming up, either hips or hamstrings, you're in the right path. Through my journey of yoga, of practicing so much yoga for so many years, I've learned that we get to that point where we kind of always in pain. There is always muscle pain, there is always a muscle tightness, most of the time. Then you kind of get to a point where it's only maybe 70% of the time where you feel tight. But you will always feel some area of your body that it's kind of tight, holding you on, gets pins and needles, or kind of doesn't let you breathe because like, oh, ow, kind of thing. But it will always be like this. See, you might as well just accept it, surrender, and just acknowledge that it's part of the journey. And especially if you've been practicing a lot more than you usually do, you probably feel sore every single day in every single class. And now slowly start to come up gently. Oh, ah, ooh. And lay on your belly. Extend your left arm forward and bring your right arm underneath. It's like a thread the needle, but with your shoulder down and your face facing the floor or the mat. I like to have the palm of the hand facing up, but if it works for you the other way, go ahead. Doesn't work for me. And what we're doing here, we're using the body weight to press down into the arm. If this is too much, too intense, a few weeks ago, this would be too much for me, then place a block under your chest so that you don't have so much weight. So kind of under this area here, so you don't have so much weight, or maybe you need it a little bit higher like this for support. But again, this is another pose that with the time, you don't need to do it very often, just a few times, and you will see your body starts to really melt into it and soften into it. Now transition to the other side, lift yourself up, bring the right hand to the center and extend the right hand forward. Now bring the left arm, oh, this one, so much tighter. Can barely even bring the left arm to the side. Whew. When you're ready, go into it. And very often, I don't know if you can breathe, maybe I'm covering the mic. Very often, we allow the breath to guide us into the pose. We do one inhale and one exhale, and we move into the pose a bit more. And then do another one, and we soften into the pose a bit more. And now slowly start to come up, press yourself up, bring the hands down onto the floor. Lucas pose. Arms by your side, looking down and palms of the hands facing down. Activate your legs, so place a block between the legs if you need that to bring more awareness into your legs. On the inhale, lift the chest, lift the legs. On the exhale, squeeze shoulder blades together and reach back through the fingers. Breathing in, breathing out, squeezing the legs together. Deep inhale. Full exhale. Breathe in. Breathe out. Notice the activation of your muscles every time you inhale, especially the back muscles. Inhale. Exhale. One more. Exhale, slowly release. Right side of the face onto the mat, arms by your side. Palms of the hands facing up so that your shoulders relax completely. And now coming into your down dog. Feet together, left leg reaches up, inhale. Exhale, step forward, lunge, lunge. So it's okay if it gets confusing and you're not sure if you're getting the pose. In the beginning, when I started learning about this pose, I also wasn't sure if I was getting the purpose or the effect of the pose. Don't worry too much. As long as you have the arms in the position that technically is supposed to be in this pose, then it's fine. So forearm along the thigh, and then grab the front of the shin. Your right hand goes in front, and the right hand is pressing the floor away so that you reach your right rib cage towards the left thigh. Hugging in into the chest. And you might even feel again the skin stretching in that right side of the body. And slowly release. Transition into your lizard, so adjust your front leg, maybe a little bit out more. And this is what I mean about compression. So in my left side, I always hit compression. My hip bone hits my thigh bone and prevents me from going deeper into poses. So whenever I do this pose, I always come here and adjust my hip so that I have the space. And you can do that as well. And that's why it's good sometimes in yoga that you start to learn about your body in ways that only you can know. And then you can make adjustments to allow your hips to open more, or whichever. Sometimes even in down dog, we can hit compression. Compression, like I was saying, is bone to bone. And hitting compression doesn't really mean we can't make a pose. It just means we need to find a different way of doing the pose. Lots of people, they hit compression in the front of the foot, between the shin and the foot, and that prevents them to go low into chair pose. And that could be compression in the front, but also could be tension in the back heel. It doesn't really mean that they won't be able to go low into chair. It just means that they need to lift the heels, place blocks under the heels, and that opens the space in the front of the foot and allows them to go low. It's the same thing with every other pose. And I had marked something here to read. I want to read. I don't want to start talking about something else and then not read. There we go. So, stop punishing yourself with fear. It's time to stop punishing ourselves. Time to stop beating ourselves over the head with fear. This is the scenario. A fear enters our mind. Our mind takes it and runs with it. Something bad is going to happen. Something terrible and traumatic is on the way. We quickly review the traumas of our past and make the determination. Yes, it is very possible that this devastating event will happen. So we sit crouched in the present moment, full of fear and dread. We worry that the worst that could possibly happen probably will. We begin to believe that it is most likely waiting at our doorstep, ready to pounce on us and steal our joy, our peace, our place and rhythm in the universe. Because we have harbored the fear so intensely, it has already manifested itself. The thing we fear doesn't need to happen. It already has, or it might as well have, because we are already forcing ourselves to live through it. Yes, many awful things have happened to you and me that we are very sorry happened. But that doesn't mean that we have to give up the beauty of the present moment to something that hasn't happened yet. Even if it does happen sometime in the future, by harboring the fear, we will have lived through it twice, as long as we need to. Recognize and acknowledge your fear, then release it. Let go of the energy. Stop punishing yourself. While life's seasons may not always be fair, they are trustworthy. And within each day, each moment of each season, there is a way of peace and joy. Do not allow fear of what if to ruin the joy of what is. You can start to come out of the pose and lay on your belly. So now we're going to do the cross the arms with both arms. So you choose either the right arm in front or the left arm behind, or the left arm in front. Doesn't matter, we're going to do both sides anyway. Now here again, if it is too much, stay with your head lifted. So usually when we lay the head forward with the weight of the head gets quite intense. Stay with the head up. or place a block under the rib cage. Here in this position, my hands are facing down. It feels better like that, but you're welcome to do the other way. I just find that the other way gives me a lot of struggle, so I let this way to open first. Don't know if you can hear me. I was covering the microphone. Did you hear what I said? Okay, good. And now slowly transition to the other side. Breathing into whichever area you feel. On the other side, I was feeling a lot on my right upper arm, on the biceps and triceps. And this side, I feel a lot in my rhomboids, in the shoulder blades. And it's important to start to be curious about where we're feeling it. Because even the breathing, I was just breathing about feeling fear. Sometimes we are so disconnected with our emotions and our body that we don't even know what we are feeling. We don't know if it is fear, anxiety, sadness, anger. And through the practice of yoga, connecting with the body, feeling the muscles shaking or sore or working hard or stretching, or the tendons or the joints or the bones touching in bones, all of that enhances our sensibility to feel more. And that's why for me yoga classes are about feeling rather than seeing. So it's not so much about looking at yoga poses and doing the yoga poses by looking, but doing the yoga poses by feeling. And slowly release, or gently come out of the pose. Go into your child's pose, sitting onto your heels. You can bring the knees together, rest the forehead onto the mat. And now lay on your back. If you have a strap with you or a belt, bring it with you. And give it a knot or do a large lace with your strap. So if you have a belt, just give it a knot or a strap or a scarf. But if you have a strap, then do it quite large like this. And we are going to place the part where you don't have the knot behind your head, where your neck and your head starts. It's just kind of almost in line with your ears. And then you're going to bring the right foot onto the part where you have the knot or where you have the little metal things of the strap. And we're just going to rest here so the leg is holding the weight of the head. If your hair is getting in the way like mine, then adjust it. The intention with the pose is that it feels good, it feels comfortable, it feels like you're almost in a hammock, suspended. Something is taking the weight of your body. And gently release. You can just remove the right foot and place the left foot onto the metal bits of the strap, or maybe the knot. And again, just find that place of suspension where the foot, the leg is holding you, but the leg is not really putting much effort. And gently release. Lay on your back. Hug the knees into the chest. Massage the lower back. Reset your spine, your shoulders, your neck. And lay for Shavasana. Cover the eyes with a towel or switch off the lights. Going to do a body scan, noticing the different parts of the body with your mind, allowing the whole body to completely relax. Starting with your feet, the right foot, the little toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, fifth toe, the sole of the foot, the heel, the top of the foot, the ankle, calf muscle, chin, knee, back of the knee, hamstring, thigh, right hip, right glutes, left glute, the left hip, hamstring, thigh muscle, back of the knee, front of the knee, calf muscle, chin, ankle, top of the foot, big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, fifth toe, belly, rib cage, chest, right shoulder, upper arm, elbow, forearm, wrist, top of the hand, little finger, ring finger, middle finger, index finger, thumb, palm of the hand, forearm, all the way up into the shoulder, all the way up, all the way across to the left shoulder, left upper arm, elbow, forearm, wrist, palm of the hand, thumb, index finger, middle finger, ring finger, little finger, top of the hand, into the lower back, mid back, upper back, between shoulder blades, into the back of the neck, the front of the neck, right side of the neck, left side of the neck, jaw, lips, nose, cheekbones, eyelids, eyebrows, forehead, right ear, left ear, back of the head, crown of the head, your body completely relaxed, your body fully relaxed. You can start to bring movement into your fingers and toes. Roll the head from side to side. Hug the knees into the chest. Roll over to the right hand side. Come into a seated position, hands into your heart center, eyes closed. We're closing the practice with 3 Oms. Inhale. Thumb knuckles to the third eye center. Together we say Namaste. Namaste, everyone. Thank you very much for being here with me this evening. Have a great evening, everyone. Thank you.